Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another Supatease video. And do you like utterly dominating your opponent? Do you like securing triple kills? Do you love smooth victory? Then this is definitely a strategy that you are going to need to try. This composition that I'm running is the Affliction Warlock, Balanced Druid, Restoration Shaman. This composition focuses on heavy, massive AoE damage output to completely devastate multiple targets, and I really have a lot of fun playing this build, particularly as a Balanced Druid. I have a guide, so if you want all of the specific talents and legendaries and options for the Balanced Druid, I will have that linked at the end of this video so that you can build your Moonkin and realize the reality of this powerful composition and strategy options that it has available to it, because it is a lot of fun. The main point of the composition: keep dots on as many targets as possible and try and kill all three targets at the same time. You might unlock a secret hidden achievement in the game if you manage to do it. It focuses around Starfall, it focuses around Starburst and summoning in these blue orbs from the sky, to which you're going to want to pick up and run into enemies or knock enemies into them, as it will deal devastating amounts of damage, knock enemies into the air, and is just super fun. It's probably one of the most fun abilities currently in the game, which is why I love playing this build specifically. My main goal as the Balanced Druid is to kind of try and play the blocker for the Warlock and the Shaman, try and keep enemy attackers back, kind of bait them onto me, and then use my mobility to avoid damage if I can. If they do manage to be really kind of bullheaded on their target, the Warlock or the Shaman, then we're going to have to focus on cycloning, rooting, and snaring targets to keep them away. In this position, we're just trying to load up our dots slowly over time, trying to keep them back, but the warrior has leaped in to fear our team. We're going to drop Tremor Totem to break that fear, and we can see that our Shaman is the target. They're going to trade Trinket and Astral Shift for this first stun lock, and I'm still kind of focusing on doing damage, which may be a mistake in this position. So instead I decide to stun the warrior, knock back the hunter, try and snare them, prevent them from getting to my Shaman as long as possible, and just focus on surviving their initial burst cooldowns. You're not going to be threatening as this composition in the first 20 seconds of the game. You're going to be threatening a minute and a half into the game once you've loaded the whole team with dots. So you really want to kind of get control of enemy attacker cooldowns, like the Recklessness of the Warrior here, which we're going to Cyclone, or the Bestial Wrath of the Hunter as well. And it can be a tough balance of trying to utilize Cyclones to peel as well as min-maxing to get your dots out so that you're getting damage out at the same time and ramping towards that critical mass point where you're going to just devastate all three targets. Your main offensive lineup is Dark Soul and Celestial Alignment. You can either choose to all in these cooldowns at the same time, or you can choose to split them up and to have like a kind of multi-pronged threat of damage, and it's kind of situational. If the enemy is all out in the open in a great position where you can cast on basically anybody, it's really good to all in your cooldowns. If the other team is kind of positioned well defensively, not in the best position to go for an all-in, you might want to split them up so that you have resources and a threat later on. But you can see after we've survived their initial round of cooldowns, the enemy team is rotting 50% HP across all three players, and we're starting to kind of run them over as we're pushing for the kill. Hunters can feign death your dots off. You want to make sure that you're always refreshing as soon as you see that feign death to really min-max your damage. You want to send your Star Surges during your Eclipse, and you can see here during my Celestial Alignment, I'm going to get Aspect of the Turtle from this Hunter. We're going to get Ascendance from the rest of Shaman, very important, big AoE heal. You do want to try and Cyclone the Ascendance if you can, because it's going to be able to top off a lot of targets. In this position, I decided not to. I think this is the first game we played of the night where I was fielding damage, but Cycloning Ascendance is a really good way to shut down all of its area of effect healing. Here we're just pressuring whoever's trying to push forward towards my Shaman or my Warlock, while I'm kind of playing on the edge of the map to be able to keep dots on multiple targets and kind of prevent them before they're able to push in on top of my Shaman. The enemy team has restabilized through our initial cooldowns, so now it's us. We're going to be focusing on defense. Where are they going to go? Where's their target going to be? Just keep Starfall rolling. Keep those Starbursts coming in. We can see some Starbursts on the far side of the map in front of me, those blue balls on the ground. You do want to try and play around those. So I see a Starburst here, which I'm going to walk into and try and pick up. And the main thing is, even if it hits a pet, it's going to give you Astral Power, which is going to let you shoot more Star Surges and let you shoot more Starfalls. So you do just want to run them into whatever you can whenever you see them, if it's possible. So here they're stacked up. I'm going to run a Starburst in, knock them all up into the sky. Oh, look, another Starburst placed pleasantly behind me, I'm going to pick up another Starburst, run those in, knock them up into the air once again, and start trying to work my way towards another Eclipse while they're pushing in towards my Shaman. And we have them all once again down to half health. That Ascendance is over for their team, so their ability to recover is going to be challenged. We're going to keep running into Starburst, knock them up into the air, and try and stabilize our Shaman with knockups and incaps. And now we can see the Recklessness popped from the Warrior, so we need to use our Cyclone here to stop the cooldown. And our Warlock is going to be dealing devastating amounts of damage to the Hunter, who's trying to survive on the other side of the pillar while the Shaman's on this side of the pillar. And we have Solar Beam available to be able to interrupt the healer. We're in Lunar Eclipse, so we can activate a Starfall at a discount and get massive damage onto every single target. Spirit Link Totem, yeah, it doesn't do a lot when everybody's at 10% like this. Kind of feel bad for the Shaman. We Solar Beam him, doesn't even matter if it lands. We're pretty much already secured the kill at this point, as we were almost able to get an achievement. This Hunter, you know, he's being pesky, stayed alive a couple seconds. We weren't able to get the secured triple kill within that allotted amount of time, but still a very fun composition. I'm really enjoying playing it. This type of playstyle kind of disappeared for a long time, and I'm trying my best to revitalize it through all of the Destruction Warlocks that are currently playing. You know, it's not really the meta composition, but it is still a lot of fun. If you master your damage output with this and your defensive reflexes, you can definitely climb, and you'll be climbing with a unique playstyle. Other than that, thank you very much for watching the video. I do appreciate it. And if you'd like to stay up to date with news and changes to the games, then make sure you hit the subscribe button, because I bring all of that information to here to you on the channel, so that you don't have to search the kind of dark places of the internet to be able to figure out that your class got nerfed, because it can be sometimes difficult to find that information. So you'll be able to find it here very easy and in a jiffy. Other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.